So can everyone see this? Yeah, okay, good. So this is our second session of the Discovery Cafe, whose purpose is really for everyone to learn more and more about more and more, and to enjoy more and more. So it's all about more and more knowledge, more and more information, more and more inspiration to learn. So I think everyone will be okay with English because Supriya is also on, and so we'll just stay with English. All right. I don't think anyone will have a problem with that. So last time we had done it in Hindi, but we'll do this one in English. All right. So the extreme limits of music, that's what we are going to look at today. So what are the boundaries of music? What are the parameters that make music go to its furthest limits, and what are those, and what happens at those limits, and what can we learn from that, and how do we, so it'll give us a new understanding of about music and about uh, you know, everything that we hear in music, and give us a more insight into everything as we hear music or make music or create music or enjoy music. So the whole idea is, what is the outer edges of music? What are the outer edges? What are the boundaries? Right? Okay. No, so there are boundaries. Okay. So last time we went into this one. Remember this one, everybody?
Who were there?
All who were present there, Stonehenge. We found how this little, just a few pieces of rocks have so many stories and so much to tell us and so much for us to learn. So just a quick reminder of that whole session. So since that session, we had one small quiz, and then we have been kind of waiting for things to happen, and now we have this. So the next session, which will be in either 2-3 weeks or a month at the most, will be on we are going to invite one psychologist who uses movies as a medium for therapy. So she finds that movies give you a non-confrontational way to discuss issues, because we are just talking about the movie without having to say, what do you think or what do you feel in your personal situation. So when you're just discussing the movie, you don't feel confronted, and therefore you can learn new things without being defensive. So she's going to be leading that event. So before that event, I want you guys to all see this movie. It's called Inception, Inception, Inception. If you have seen it already, see it again. And if you have not seen it, see it. So before next session, see Inception and be ready with your thoughts and ideas and what your impressions were about that movie, Inception. Okay, great. So it's on Amazon Prime, as at least for sure. You may find it on other platforms also, but you'll need to get Amazon Prime to watch this movie. Okay, great. So what are the outer edges of music? So we are going to look at the heartbeat and birdsong. What are the origins of music? What is the shortest piece of music? What is the fastest piece of music? What is this piece called 4 minutes and 33 seconds? What is the longest piece of music? And why music in the first place? And the effects of music on us, on our life, on our bodies, on our minds, on our psyche, and so on. What about the music of the planets? What is the Earth's frequency when it comes to music? And then finally, we'll end with poetry and music said to Rumi's poem. I've been reading Rumi lately, and tremendous insights and beautiful poem. And so when somebody has said this poem to music, we'll end with that. So outer edges of music. Okay, so that's the journey for this evening. We'll end hopefully by 9:30 or 9:45 at the most, so in an hour from now, 9:30 to 9:45, about 1 hour from now. So we'll hopefully cover everything. If you have any questions, feel free to unmute yourself and ask the question. Okay, you are all able to unmute and ask. Okay, so if you need to, you can unmute and ask.
Why can't I see anybody else? Because you're sharing the screen, that's why?
You are on your, no, you have to open, there's one window. There's
Yeah.
one, no, there's another. You're on your laptop or what?
iPad.
So swipe.
No, but that thing is only not there. It just shows switch camera. That's it. It doesn't have the other icon which shows participants.
You're seeing my screen.
Yeah.
Swipe the screen.
No, nothing is happening. It's not going anywhere.
Sorry then, I can't help you, sorry. Just watch the screen.
Just leave and join again.
Huh?
I'll just leave and join again.
Try that, but be quick. Okay, hi Geeta. Wave, I can see you. Geetanjali.
Hi, Geeta.
Good. All right, so as you can see the screen, Geeta, just do thumbs up if you can see. Okay, good. So we're going to look at all these aspects about music. So the first topic is about how did music start in the first place? I mean, there is no natural music anywhere except, no created music anywhere except with people, humans. So how did it all start? So music, of course, as you know, is made up of two components mainly. One is rhythm or beat, and the other is melody or tune. So the human, it is said that where we learn rhythm is in our mother's womb, actually. As we were growing silently in mommy's womb for 9 months, all we could hear very loud and very clear, because we were right next to it, is your mom's heartbeat. So your mother's heartbeat was a non-stop music session. For 9 months, you were just listening to this beat, roughly between 50 to 100 beats per minute. So beats per minute is how many beats are there in 1 minute. That's beats per minute. So we are going to talk a lot more about beats per minute today. So remember this definition of beats per minute. Beats per minute is how many beats per minute. So let's say if in 1 second I go 1,000, 1,000, 1,000. This is about 1 beat in 1 second. So this is at 60 beats per minute. So this is the 60 beat per minute count. And then heartbeat is around 72 beats. So we form our sense of rhythm because we listen to this continuous beat for 9 months. That's how our sense of rhythm has come. And then melody probably came from animals, right? I mean, or our own voices. We heard birds, and you know how beautiful the koel sounds and how beautiful the peacock sounds. And then we have low frequency roar of the lion and high frequency tweet of the bird and everything in between. And our own voices somewhere in the 300 hertz range, 300 cycles per second. That's a frequency of sound. So the frequency gets less and less. So we heard all these melodies from nature and the beat from the heart and the rhythm of the oceans, the rhythm of lakes or oceans lapping the waves, and there's a beat to it and a rhythm. And that's how music started, probably about 2,500 years ago, maybe more than that, maybe 3,000 years. It's probably not as old as art as far as we know, but it's one of the oldest forms of art on the planet. Like very ancient tribes also had the the drums and the beats and the rhythmic dancing and the tribal dances. So from sound we went to music because we condensed sound into certain frequencies and put it to a particular rhythm, and then when we put it together we get music. So that's how music started. So what is the shortest piece of music? Wait, I want to do something. I need to stop and restart. Hold on. Shoot, where did lose something if I did that. Screen sharing. Okay, wait. I want to see. Show video banner. Okay, good. Right. So, can you see the screen, guys? Can you see the screen? Yes. Okay, great. So, what is the shortest piece of music? So here is, I mean, you could just go la, and that's one song right there in less than a second. But so far, officially on YouTube at least, this person has created this small song with just 3 words. And from start to finish, it is just 3 words, and it just goes in less than 1 second. So here is that song. Get ready. Sorry. Can you hear this little bit? Okay. This is the shortest song coming up. The title is I Suffer More.
I suffer more.
That's it. Did you hear that I suffer more at the end? I suffer more. That's all she said. I'll play it one more time. Okay, get ready, okay? Here it comes.
I suffer more.
That's it. Did you all hear it? Yes? Thumbs up. Okay. So 3 words, I suffer more. That's it. And that's the whole song. So there's really no limit. I mean, you could just go blah, and that's a song. So it's the shortest. But for something to really register at least a couple of words, so they made I suffer more and they ended it right there. So anyone can create an even shorter song. So this is kind of the one boundary to know about that. You know, be less than this, and even this song actually doesn't make much sense. I mean, but it says, okay, I suffer more. So there's what are the main components? There is rhythm, there is tune, and there is lyrics. So all these 3 conditions need to be met for a song to be called a song. So this is a legitimate song because it's you know, it's got all these 3 components. And so that's the shortest song on record. There are a couple of other people who claim shorter, but they are a little longer than this one. This is the shortest one I could find. Okay. So then we come to a very important aspect of music. Everybody knows rhythm. Rhythm ka matlab hai taal, beat. So then what is tempo? Tempo, what does tempo mean? Anyone wants to answer? What is tempo? Tempo, tempo, tempo. Anyone wants to answer this one?
The speed.
Pace.
Speed, exactly. The
Pace.
speed, the pace, the speed of the rhythm. So
Pace.
yeah, so the speed of the rhythm can be, so remember we talked about beats per minute. So beats per minute can be anywhere from as slow as 14 beats in 1 minute. So imagine what 14 beats in a minute looks like. So basically you're getting 1 beat every, let's say every 4 seconds, 1 beat. So it's like in 1 minute you get 15 beats. So the beat would be something, so 4 seconds, 1 beat. So it would be something like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Very slow, right? Imagine singing. So if I was, for example, if I was singing Janagana Mana at this tempo, it would sound like this. Janagana Mana Adinayak Jaya He Bharat Bhagya Vidhat. It would be so very, very, very slow. Actually, even slower than this. It would be more like na, ga, na, like that.
Oh God.
It would be that slow. So here is an example of this slowest beat, okay? Slowest tempo. So here is one example, okay. From 248 actually the beat starts.
2 minutes and 48 seconds.
Wow, I don't have this one, okay. Why is it playing? Here we go. So you can see this YouTube link, YouTube video, right? So it starts, watch this, the beat is going to start at about 2 minutes and 48 seconds, okay? And one cycle of the tabla, which is about 68 seconds long, will go on until okay, it'll go on until, wait, let me see. Yeah. About 68 seconds more. And so there'll be 16 beats in this. So between 248 to about 248 plus 12 plus 48. So till about 4 minutes, it'll be just one cycle of the tabla. So don't confuse the tempo with the number of times he hits the tabla. I'll tell you what count is one, okay, and I'll just count along with it. Here we go. One, two, three, 4, that's the so this is so in so this was called, so in the Western classification of tempo, you have andante, moderato, allegretto, and allegro, and then the fast-paced are vivace, presto, and prestissimo. This is Italian names for the speed. Andante in our Hindustani music, you have ati vilambit, vilambit, madhyalay, drut, and ati drut. So the range goes all the way from about 14 beats a minute to 240 beats a minute. So what we heard an example, this one that we heard was approximately 14 beats, right? So now we're going to listen to the other end of the spectrum, fastest. What is the fastest tempo that makes sense to us as humans? So this is a piece. It's Vivaldi was one of the composers who's created some wonderful music a long time ago, and one of these famous pieces is called Four Seasons, and it's divided into 4 seasons. So there are 4 movements: spring, summer, winter, and autumn. So the summer piece is one of the faster ones. So this is in prestissimo, or like really, really fast. So here the tempo is around 180 beats per minute. So it's like in 1 second, 3 beats. So it's like that. It's like super fast. Okay, so we'll see what that sounds like. So this was a performance at Carnegie Hall, as you read. So 880 beats per minute, and each beat had like 4 notes. So in 3 seconds, sorry, 3 beats in a second, and each of those 3 seconds had 4 notes. So it's like, I mean, you can't even say it that fast. It's like super, super, super fast. So it comes to about 12 notes per second, or 720 notes per minute. It's like, so in terms of BPM, It's 180 because it's 180 beats in 1 minute. But if you count how many notes per minute, it's 4 times that. So it's 180 times 4, because in each beat there are 4 notes. So 720 notes in a minute. It's like, you know, notes, as you all know, is sa re ga ma pa dha ni sa. So it's like in 1 second. So sa re ga ma pa dha ni sa is only 8. So if I say sa re ga ma pa dha ni sa re ga ma, I have to do that much in 1 second. Sa re ga ma pa dha ni sa re ga ma, sa re ga ma pa dha ni sa re ga ma. That much in 1 second. And do that for like continuously for these 5 or 7 minutes of this performance. It's like mind blowing. It's like the upper limits of human, you know, dexterity and capability. Unbelievably fast. So that's kind of the bar for speed in terms of how fast you can play. So what happens after 180, or we said 240 was like the highest human beings can perceive. So what happens after 240? So let's take a look at what happens. So this little piece is just going to show rhythm, beats per minute, starting at 90 beats per minute and going up and up and up and up and up. Okay. So I want you to notice what happens as the tempo goes up and up and up and up. Beyond 240, beyond 300, it's going to keep going. Like this piece, violin piece we heard was at 180, but this is going to go way beyond 180 just as a tempo. But notice what happens beyond a certain point. This is the Vivaldi piece, faster than that. Interesting at 15,000. Okay. All right. So as we went from, 90 beats per minute. So normal music, okay, most, let's say, like songs that you hear in the movies and all that, the Hindi film songs and all, they'll be in the range of 120, 140. The fast songs are at 150 beats per minute. The real fast ones will be around 160, 170. But the most of them are close to 80 beats per minute. 80 beats per minute is the typical beats per minute that most people enjoy listening a lot. Why? Why do you think so? Why is that? And if you know the answer already, don't say it. I mean, from before. If you figured it out today, then let me know why. You knew it from before, Nikki, or no? Okay, tell me. Unmute and tell. Wait, I can't hear.
Because it resonates with your heartbeat.
Exactly. Give her a big hand. Yay. Exactly. Because
Raju said the same
closest-
thing.
Yeah.
so did
So
I.
I'm sure all of you had that thought, but some of you had it earlier. But so basically we like 80 beats per minute because it goes with our own heart. And we feel the heartbeat of the song, the pulse of the song, and we enjoy it because it's resonating with us around 80 beats a minute. So most music is in that range, most of the loud music. But so as we went from 80 to 100 to 200, 300, 400, 500 beats per minute, 700, 800, something interesting started happening after, like it sounded for like a motorcycle after a while. Instead of a beat, it was like an engine going like that. And then beyond that, something even more interesting happened. What was that? Anyone noticed?
The pitch.
The pitch, but
It
what?
became-
What? Huh?
It became like a tone, like a continuous.
Exactly, exactly. Yeah, that's it. Good job. It became like a tone. So the interesting thing is that the rhythm as you go faster and faster and faster and faster and faster and faster and faster, then it becomes a frequency around a frequency of 15,000 beats per minute. If you listen again to the 15,000 beats a minute, that corresponds to the typical sa that we say. Like, let's see 15,000 again. Etc., etc., and it goes higher and higher.
Sound.
Yeah, exactly. So point is that rhythm and melody have this connection which probably you never knew existed. That rhythm at high tempo is nothing but melody, or melody at low tempo is nothing but rhythm. So music, even though we normally think of music as made up of two separate things called rhythm and melody, or rhythm and notes, it's actually made up of only one thing. It's just that the frequency range of, so like middle A, for example, the note sa is around 15,000 hertz, 15,000 beats a minute, which corresponds to about 250 cycles per second. So if something vibrates at the rate of 250 times in 1 second, that's the sound you get, which is the typical sa that we use. So sa is at 15,000 beats per minute, and then A is at around, I think it's at around 30,000 or something like that. So like that. So this way, so very interesting of that. This is something I myself never knew till I started working on this little, presentation for everybody. And it's not mentioned anywhere, but this is something I noticed, that rhythm becomes melody and melody becomes rhythm. So it was an interesting learning for me also, that these are two aspects of the same thing. We always think of rhythm and music as separate, but it's not. So here is an interesting piece that we are going to listen to. So the name of this piece is called 4 minutes and 33 seconds. Okay, and I want you guys all to really, like, just really be with this piece. Okay, it's a very, very groundbreaking composition that was created somewhere in the, I believe it was in the 70s. Okay, in America, by an American composer. And the name of the piece is 4 minutes and 33 seconds. Okay, everyone ready? Okay, here we go. So 4 minutes and 33 seconds. Here it is. Here she's just tuning, giving the pitch for everyone to tune. So the piece will start when the conductor signals. that was that piece. Okay. So this is actually considered one of the groundbreaking compositions of the 20th century, a guy called John Cage. So it is, so share, what did you get? What is the message? What did you understand? What did you experience? What happened here? What was this? Who wants to share? Pooja, go.
It sounded like some everyday normal sound, like a child no awaaj avto to.
Yeah, but what did you experience? That child awaj was from the audience over there. What did the musicians
Really?
do? So what did the musicians do? What did the musicians do for the entire piece? Pooja,
They were waiting, right?
for what?
For the cue.
No, he gave the cue. He said, go. They were
Right.
not waiting for the cue. So who else got it? I think
Silence. Silence is the important thing in music.
exactly. It is silence. The whole piece is completely silent with no beat, no tune, nothing. The entire composition is 4 minutes and 33 seconds of rest, just rest. So it was a kind of a response to the, our fast-paced life and our so many things. It was a statement about the times. It was a statement about taking a pause. It was a statement about silence. And so many, and books have been written on this piece, and it's just called 4 minutes and 33 seconds.
Patience.
Patience.
Pandutha
So, yeah, you're expecting something to happen. It's like
Yeah.
it's almost like a forced meditation, if you will, because you're waiting, and you can't, you're kind of
agitated.
just like in a way that you're gripped by music. Let's say a piece of music grips you and holds you. This piece has the capacity to grip you and hold you without giving you anything. I mean,
Yeah.
that was the brilliance of this whole composition.
Yeah, that is.
So interesting, huh? So if you look at sheet music, typically sheet music looks like this, like written music looks like this. So, this is that summer that we heard Vivaldi. All these are notes, each one represents. So this is the sheet music of the 4 minutes and 33 seconds. There's absolutely nothing.
Nothing. Silence.
Silence. There's nothing. And this is performed many times, many places all over the world. And now notice it says 4/4 beat, and one note is one beat per second, and but no notes. So now the other thing you have to understand is that the conductor, without having a clock or looking at a time stopwatch, in his head he's just counting at this tempo. And if you notice, there were 3 movements. There was, in Western classical music, there are movements. So you do a little piece, like in Vivaldi, it's summer, then after a movement, there is a winter, and like that. And between movements, there is a slight pause, possibly in some pieces. So here also, you notice in between, after a minute, there was a little, he just did like this, the conductor, and they all paused, and then he started again. And if you add up all those start to end, it adds up to 4 minutes and 33 seconds. And that too without a stopwatch, right? You understand what the talent also that it takes to perform this piece also. It's not just a matter of, okay, don't do anything. But so very interesting piece, right? So, and most of us would never have heard or seen this one, but it's one of the groundbreaking compositions of modern music, this 4 minutes and 33 seconds.
What is it called, Zanji Mama?
4 minutes and 33 seconds.
Okay.
That's the title of the song. So this was, you know, one kind of tangential offshoot of music. And of course, you know, you can think about what all the messages are about silence, about meditation, about okayness, about slowing down, about not being agitated, about patience, about, you know, so many things. Silence speaks volumes, right? So he's saying, okay, silence speaks volumes, then I'm going to make a music called Silence. I mean, it's a very bold composition. So that's,
Silence also speaks.
silence speaks volumes. Yeah. So what is the slowest piece of music or longest piece of music? So I'm going to just play one small sample. Actually, yeah, one sample of this piece called Organ 2. Okay. And the title is Organ 2. Okay, here, listen. So here is this piece, okay? So it goes on like this. I'm going to fast forward till you get a feel for it. What I want you to notice is at the beginning of this piece, this rest. So the piece has started and he's not started playing yet. And now starts. So that's called a rest. And that's part of the actual composition. How long you're supposed to rest between. And then it goes on like this. And it's 28 pages of music, which he has played in about 3 minutes. Okay, and 3 minutes later it stops. So now my question for you guys is, the instruction in this piece was play it as slow as possible. Okay, play it as slow as possible. So how slow do you think it's possible to play this? That piece you heard on the organ, right? Like Ati Vilambit you heard at 14 beats per minute. At 14 beats per minute, this piece would take about 20 minutes to play. Okay, 20 minutes. But the instruction in the composition, without specifying the time, is play this as slow as possible. So I want everyone to share, what do you think, how, if we decided, let's say we all decided we want to do this piece and play it as slow as possible. How slow do you think we can make it? How slowly can we play it? I want everyone to answer whatever they think. How slow can we play it? And of course, it has to have some tempo. It cannot be just, you know, like if this note is supposed to be this long and the next note is supposed to be half of that, then whatever that duration is, the next one has to be half. You cannot say I'm going to play this some long time and then this one some other long time. It has to be proportionate according to the composition. So how long do you think it can be? Let's start with Nagarajan ji. What do you think? What is the slowest we could possibly play this?
Like 4 beats a minute.
4 beats per minute. Okay, good guess. So at 4 beats per minute, this piece would take about maybe an hour at the most to perform. It would take an hour to perform the whole thing. Okay. So your answer is 4 beats per minute. So about 1 hour would be the longest. Okay. Next. Just unmute yourself and answer. Harsha Babi, what do you think? What is the longest we could take?
No idea.
Take a wild guess. આ એક આખો પીસ આ ગાયન વગાડો તો સ્લો વગાડીને કેટલું લંબાવી શકાય? एक piece पे लो जो वगाड़ो organ पर. How much?
20
Take a
minutes.
guess. Huh?
20 minutes.
20 minutes. Well, we already got 1 hour, so go higher than that. Nagarajanji said 1 hour. So how long do you think you can make it?
80 minutes.
80 minutes. Chalo, fine. Next, Lop.
4 hours.
4 hours. Okay, very good. Nikki, Azadi Ben. Quickly, Nikki.
5 hours.
5.
How many?
She
Five,
says
five.
5.
5 hours.
Hmm.
5 hours to play the whole piece. Okay. It would be a challenge because you'll have to hold the note very, very long to reach 5 hours. Okay, no problem. Pooja, what's your guess? Quickly, keep your answer ready and keep
Oh.
yourself on mute, Baba. Running out of time.
3.
Geetanjali, what's your answer?
4.
3.
4 hours? Huh?
Yeah.
4 hours, okay. Supriya, if you can answer, go ahead. How long can we make this piece of music last?
I don't know, 7 hours, 8 hours?
7 hours, 8 hours, okay. Really slow. We can play it for 8 hours. Pratibha Ben? No idea? Okay, no problem. Who else is left? Pooja, what's your answer?
I said 3.
3 hours. Lop?
I said 4 hours.
4 hours, okay, fine. All right. So, somebody, the first longest performance was for 29 minutes. Then somebody said that, listen, that's too quick. He said as slow as possible. There's this lady who played this one song for 24 hours. Okay. Now, somebody else said, why 24 hours? I'm going to play it even slower than that. So they played it for 47 hours. Okay. So one piece took 47 hours to finish this same song that guy played in 3 minutes. Then there was a group of people who got together in the year 1997 and said, let us really blow all the, take down all the stops.
Records.
Sandhya Ben was there or no? I didn't hear it.
Yeah,
Maybe she-
she's there on forum's phone, right?
Yeah, and now she's gone. Anyway, so somebody said, this group of people said that we want to really pull out all the stops and I want to put everyone on mute. Hold on. So we really want to pull out all the stops and see what is really the longest. Somehow, you know, by hook or crook, we want to make this thing last longer and longer and longer. So they started this project. It's called the Halberstadt project, based on a location in Germany where there's a church with an organ in it. So it's called the Halberstadt project, and they decided to see how long they could make this last. And now, supposing you were to put your brain aside, don't even, or like put your brain on steroids or whatever you want to do for the next 10 seconds. And what is your wildest guess of, I mean, how long could you play this song?
It's still on.
Huh?
It's still on from 1997.
Good thought. Next, if you pull all the stops, come on. What is your highest imaginable, like, go wild? How long can you make this? Huh? What?
Isn't it infinite? Like, couldn't you just keep it going forever?
Forever.
You're almost there, Supriya. I mean, yeah, sort of, yeah. But no, you still have to have a tempo, because if you say infinite, when are you going to change the chord? You can't say infinite. So you have to have a finite so that you could actually, you know, change notes and do all that.
1 year.
1920 up to
1 year.
maybe.
1 year. 1 year. Lopa already said 19 years. Okay, who else?
Oh.
Wild guesses, come on. Wildest. Gitanjali, what's your wildest guess?
End of
10 years.
1990.
How many?
10.
3 years.
20 years. Okay, fine. So let me tell you the answer, guys. You are going to fall off your chair. This is slated. They went to this church. The church was built, or maybe it was built and then destroyed in the year 1329 or something like that, or 1369 or 1330 something. So in the year 2000, when that church was 640 years old. Sorry, 639 years old. So they started this song in the year 2000 on the 5th of September. And the project started playing this song on the organ that is in that church. And it is going to last for 640 years.
Wow.
640 years. The most incredible project. So they started in 2000, September 5. It's called the Halberstadt project. It's called the slowestpossible.org. And they have people who have committed to fund one year, and they still have gaps. So anyone wants to fund 1 year, go ahead. There are 640 years that are waiting for. I mean, I think they've funded about 300. There are 340 more years that still need funding. So the organ started playing in that year.
Wow.
And is still playing. Okay. So I remember I told you to notice that when the piece began on that organ, there was a small rest period, and then he started playing. Remember?
Yeah.
So they started the piece in September 5, 2001. That rest alone,
The rest period.
the rest lasted for 17 months.
Oh.
The first note was hit in February 2003. After starting, so the first note was, so this is how many years more are left. So many, 620 years left, 700 months, so many million seconds to go. So the next note change, the note is still playing. That one note that started in 2013 is still playing and will change in 2020, September 5. They will change one note. And then that will go on till February 5th, 2022, that chord. And then they will change it again. So it's just an unbelievable project that they've taken on, right? So if we go to this website, it's not coming on, but you can go and listen live to this organ. You can go to this aslsp.org, and the organ is still playing that one note. 2020 September, it will change one note. The idea is to, just see what is the outer limits of human imagination. Are you getting the point, guys?
Something like infinity.
Something like infinity, but not exactly, but still in a particular beat, in a particular tempo, and a particular rhythm. But the rhythm is like, it's unbelievably slow. It's beyond human imagination. But think about what could be behind this project. I mean, why would anyone do this? And spend, thousands and thousands of dollars to make this happen. Why? Why would anyone do this?
To make a new record.
Yeah, that's one, sure. But deeper reason. I mean, this is going to last till the year 2640.
My God. It is
So
2020 now.
what would be the underlying statement you are making if you say I'm going to do this? Not just me, my sons, my great
Many generations.
grandchildren are going to keep this going. Azadi man. Unmute.
Human being can do this. The sky is the limit. You can do
Exactly.
anything.
To show
Yeah.
that, to prove that we are capable of anything and everything.
They are capable of anything. That is one. The other one is a very strong faith in the human race, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if you make a declaration that I'm going to pay $5 million to this person in the year 2050, then that implies a real faith that I'm going to be there, first of all, and that I'm going to have this capability to do that. So it's a statement of trust in the human race that we are going to last. We are here to stay. And somehow, not only that, it implies peace. It implies that we have not destroyed ourselves by then. It implies that there's no nuclear war until then that destroys the whole thing. It implies that the environment is kept safe. So there are a lot of things that this means about us. And that's why it's
And also consistency.
consistency. Yeah. I mean, to keep something going for this long.
Without any breaks.
Without a break. Yeah. So think about this.
Something pioneer for the future generation.
Yeah, exactly. So other outer edge of music, the earth itself has a frequency at which it resonates. You don't have much time to go in it, but look it up. The whole earth is vibrating at 7.83 hertz in the electromagnetic spectrum, not in the audio spectrum. So this is in the radio frequency range, and there's resonance from the lightning and all the currents between the surface of the earth and ionosphere has certain electromagnetic currents, and that is in the form of radio waves at 7.83 hertz. And a basic question about art, why art at all? So think about this one as a homework. Beyond mind and logic, why do we need art? Why do we need music? Why do people go through all this length to do music? It's interesting. They found that in the concentration camps in World War II, there were some great musical pieces written, including one called Overture for the End of Time by a composer called Messiaen. So point is, we would think that in a concentration camp, the first thing that would get thrown out is art, because you're looking for survival and food and all that.
Yeah.
But the reality is that that's not how it happened. People rather starved and rather scraped together something and somehow found the paper to compose this, and they actually performed that piece in the prison. Look it up. Overture
Many
Overture for the End of Time.
From jail.
Jail has artists, poets, and so on. So why? Think about this one. We don't have much time for these stories. Maybe I'll do these another time. But basically, music has a lot of incredible powers to heal, to cure, to soothe. I'll tell you just one story about my guru's guru. My guru's guru is Pandit Bhimsen Joshi. And he was traveling by car from, I think, Lucknow to Calcutta, going through some very wild areas of Chambal and all that. And people told him you can't go there at night because of all the dacoits. But he went anyway. And he got stopped by somebody on the road. They blocked his car. But then this guy saw that he had tanpura and tabla and all that. And then he said, I want you to sing that one song that I've heard, Jo Bhaje Hari Ko Sada. And he made Pandit Bhimsen Joshi right there in the middle of the forest, in the middle of the night, sing Jo Bhaje Hari Ko Sada. At the end of the performance, he said, when I was a little boy, I heard you sing this bhajan. I was 7 years old and you sang this bhajan in one auditorium. in a school that I was in, and to hear it, but here we cannot hear it. So, and then he said, of course, that I want to mute everyone. Okay. So, and said that not only, of course, he loved the bhajan so much, he let them pass through without robbing them. Not only that, he said that, there are a lot of dacoits even further down. So I'm going to come with you. So he went along with that party and escorted them all the way till the edge of the forest. The point is that, this kind of a dacoit who is ready to kill for anything was so moved by this one song that he remembered from his childhood, that he's willing to not only rob these people, but was willing to protect them. So there are a lot of stories like this in the world of music.
Who Jagdish Chandra Bose, that plants also swing.
Yeah. Plants sway to music. Our body reacts to music. It's a heal. There are ragas that correspond to diseases, and they're able to cure certain ailments based on certain ragas and so on. So I want to just leave everyone with this song, a poem by Rumi called "The Poem of the Atoms," and
Listen to this.
and I'm just going to play it, and then we'll just sign off. We are going to say goodbye right here, and then I'm going to play the song, and we don't have to come back. You can leave you can sign off whenever you're done listening to this. So we will kind of disperse in silence to this music, which is by Rumi. The music is not by Rumi, but the poem is by Rumi, and the music is by Armand, one of the modern composers. So I've been reading Rumi, beautiful words. There are subtitles in English. So here, enjoy.
Hi, Sanjeev.
Okay, bye.
Sanjeev.
Okay, everyone say bye to everyone.
No,
And I'm just going to
I
play
want
this,
to
and then you can
talk
sign
now.
off. But you can
I want to
listen.
talk to
Hi,
you.
Pratibha.
Yeah, we will talk.
Okay, I'll call you after this, Pratibha Ben.
Okay.
Hi.
Okay, listen to this and read the lyrics. Can you see the screen?
Yeah.
No, that was not them. That was just a photograph.
کس که
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Gita,
And bye, everybody.
Bye bye. Good night.
Loben,
Bye bye. Good night. Bye bye.
good night. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Good morning, I suppose.
It's okay. Doesn't matter.
Good night, Lopa Ben.
Good night, Pooja. How are you? Nishika,
Super.
fine?
Ekdam fine.
Okay.
All well. Deepak bhai?
Good, all good.